Welcome to the Daily History Podcast, where we unwrap the pages of time to bring you the tales of the past that have shaped our present. Today, we're journeying through the annals of European history to explore the remarkable rise of Napoleon Bonaparte, a figure whose shadow still looms over the continent. Join us as we step into the whirlwind of the French Revolution and witness a young Corsican's ascent to an emperor's throne. Born on August 15, 1769, in the coastal town of Ajaccio on the island of Corsica, Napoleon Bonaparte was the fourth of Carlo Bonaparte and Letizia Ramolino's 8 children. His family, of noble Italian ancestry, was considered minor Corsican nobility. Though his parents had a relatively modest estate, they were well respected in their community. Shortly after Napoleon's birth, the Republic of Genoa ceded Corsica to France, making him a French citizen during a period of political turbulence. His journey to power began at the age of 9 when he was sent to the mainland to pursue his education. Napoleon first attended school in Autun before transferring to the military academy in Brienne-le-Château. Excelling in mathematics and showing a keen interest in geography and history, he quickly distinguished himself from his peers. Despite his achievements, Napoleon encountered challenges adapting to life away from Corsica. His rustic accent and modest background set him apart from his mostly aristocratic classmates. He grappled with the prevalent cultural differences and often faced discrimination, but these experiences forged a resilient and fiercely independent character. His feelings of isolation would fuel his ambition, eventually leading the young Corsican to embrace his identity as a Frenchman and rise through the ranks of the French military. Amidst the tumultuous backdrop of the French Revolution, a young Napoleon Bonaparte began his meteoric ascent through the military ranks of France. Born into a modest family with noble Italian heritage, Napoleon seized upon the opportunities presented by the revolutionary fervor that had gripped the nation. With the upheaval came a meritocracy that disposed of the traditional reliance on aristocratic birthright, leveling the field for ambitious individuals such as Bonaparte. In 1793, during the siege of Toulon, Lieutenant Colonel Bonaparte, at just 24 years of age, demonstrated his exceptional artillery prowess by recapturing the port city from the British. This crucial victory earned him much acclaim and a promotion to brigadier general. Such rapid advancement was a testament to the times. The revolution's disarray demanded capable leaders, and Napoleon fit the bill. His talents in strategic warfare, combined with an unprecedented openness within the military hierarchy, allowed his star to rise quickly. Napoleon, noted for his thorough planning and meticulous attention to detail, didn't wait long for his first command in Italy. By 1796, he was appointed to lead the French army against the Austrians in Italy. Here he demonstrated an uncanny ability to motivate his men and to formulate strategies that stunned his European adversaries. His early success, including victories at the battles of Lodi and Arcole and the capture of Milan, laid the groundwork for not only his own future, but also for the power shifts in Europe that were yet to come. His victories radiated an aura of invincibility around him, endearing him to the hearts of his soldiers and capturing the imagination of the French populace. The French people longed for stability and a hero to emerge from the chaos of the revolution. In Napoleon, they found both. It was during these formative years that Bonaparte's reputation as a military strategist was cemented, setting the stage for his eventual domination of European affairs. His triumphs at this early juncture were not merely by accident or coincidence. They were the fruits of a keen mind, one that was set to redefine the art of warfare and strategy for centuries to come. The Italian Campaign, a pivotal series of military engagements beginning in March of 1796 and lasting until 1797, forged an emblematic chapter in the chronicle of Napoleon Bonaparte's rise to eminence. Tasked with leading the French army against the First Coalition, Napoleon confronted a formidable Austro-Sardinian force across the northwestern Italian landscape. The campaign's significance crystallized with each maneuver, heralding the emergence of a commander whose strategic vision transfigured not only the theater of war, but the fate of a continent. Tactics unleashed upon the fields of Italy were quintessentially Napoleonic, marked by audacity and velocity. His approach, encapsulated by the phrase divide and conquer, saw the French forces moving with remarkable swiftness, outflanking and isolating enemy divisions. At Lodi and then at Arcole, Napoleon demonstrated a penchant for the offensive, spearheading his troops across treacherous river crossings under heavy fire, a testament to his military acumen. Meanwhile, he keenly orchestrated provisions, utilizing the conquered territories to sustain his army, thereby overcoming the considerable logistical obstacles that had crippled previous campaigns. With each successive victory, from Montanata to the decisive triumph at Rivoli, Napoleon's legend burgeoned. Soldiers, initially wary of the youthful general, soon rallied under his banner, their morale buoyed by a string of conquests and the aura of invincibility he came to represent. The French populace, roused by dispatches recounting the genius of their countryman, found cause for exultation amid the revolutionary turmoil. Bonaparte's Italian exploits did not merely secure territorial gains for France. They ingenious an affinity between leader and lead, affirming the allegiance of his men and the adoration of a nation. His success in Italy did more than fortify the strategic holdings of the French Republic. It redefined the young general's destiny. As the veneer of Napoleon the soldier began to eclipse Napoleon the Corsican outsider, his sights set higher, towards an imperium that would stretch beyond the borders of imagination, his legacy inextricably intertwined with the flame of revolution, now carried on the bayonets of his indomitable Grande Armée. The epilogue of the French Revolution left France on the precipice of chaos. The nation, having overthrown monarchical rule in a fervor for liberty, equality, and fraternity, was now navigating a turbulent sea of political instability. It was in this vortex of power struggles and ideological conflicts that our subject, Napoleon Bonaparte, perceived opportunity. In the years following 1799, a series of ineffective governing bodies attempted to control France, namely the National Convention, the Directory, and later the Consulate. Amidst this, Bonaparte, already distinguished by his Italian campaign victories, began ascending the political ladder. His return to Paris from Egypt was timely. He was heralded as a savior capable of restoring order and prosperity. Through his connections, political acumen, and the support of his troops, Napoleon commenced a crucial pivot from a military leader to a key political figure. The pivotal moment came with the coup of 18 Brumaire in the year 8th of the revolutionary calendar, or November 9th, 1799, in the Gregorian calendar. With the support of his brother Lucien, who was the president of the Council of 500, and influential figures like Emmanuel Joseph Sieyès and Roger Ducos, Napoleon overthrew the Directory. In its place, the consulate was established, with Napoleon as first consul, laying the groundwork for a new constitution that concentrated power in his hands. This bold maneuver set the stage for systemic reformation and ultimately his coronation as emperor in 1804. Bonaparte's consolidation of power was influenced by his skill in creating an image of a stable and capable leader, one that could navigate the fractured landscape of French politics post-revolution. His ascent to emperor can thus be seen not only as a personal triumph, but as a reflection of the collective desire for a leader who promised to redefine the nation's future. The dawn of December 2nd, 1805, marked the unfolding of an epic confrontation that would echo through the annals of history. As the winter sun climbed slowly over the Moravian landscape near the village of Austerlitz, in what is now the Czech Republic, it cast light upon a siege of grandeur, strategy, and ambition. The Battle of Austerlitz, famously known as the Battle of the Three Emperors, stood as a testament to the strategic brilliance of Napoleon Bonaparte. Poised against the combined forces of the Russian Emperor Alexander I and the Austrian Emperor Francis II, Napoleon, with a smaller army, fanned the flames of a battle that would determine the fate of empires. Napoleon's strategy emerged through a deceptive scheme of military artistry. In the days leading up to the battle, he feigned vulnerability by purposely weakening his right flank, tempting the Austro-Russian forces to strike there. As the enemy troops moved, stretching their lines thin, Napoleon seized the moment, striking their weaker points with precise, ferocious attacks. His troops, positioned on the Pratzen Heights, a strategic hillock on the battlefield, swooped down in a calculated move, cutting the Allied army in two. This maneuver showcased the ingenuity of his command, leading to a decisive victory against the coalition forces, vastly superior in numbers. In the wake of this monumental triumph, the political and military landscape of Europe was indelibly marked. Austerlitz not only decimated the Third Coalition, but also unequivocally solidified Napoleon's power. The following Treaty of Pressburg ended the war with Austria and significantly expanded the French Empire's territory. Napoleon's reputation soared as he weaved his legend tighter into the fabric of French nationalism. This battle, a symphony of tactics and daring, consolidated Napoleon's status not just as a commander, but as an emperor astride Europe, a figure synonymous with military genius and political acumen. In the turbulent aftermath of the French Revolution, the political landscape of France was ripe for the ascent of a new kind of leader. It was a time of instability and change, where power was for the taking by those daring enough to reach out. Among them stood an ambitious military general, Napoleon Bonaparte, whose reputation had been growing with each successive victory on the battlefield. It was in this context, in 1804, that the Senate and the people of France, weary of political chaos and yearning for stability, would play a monumental role in the next chapter of Napoleon's story. Napoleon's journey to power was a complex ballet of strategic initiatives and political acumen. Backed by his loyal troops and leveraging his military successes, Bonaparte not only influenced the political elite, but also garnered widespread public support. His strategic forays in Egypt and Italy cemented his image as the savior of the French Republic, persuading the masses that he was the leader France desperately needed. Measures like his concordat with the Pope restored religious peace, while his legal reforms laid the groundwork for modern French administration. These moves steadily built his case for a strong, centralized authority under the guise of preserving the Republic, while skillfully preparing the way for his own rule. The transformation from the French Republic to the French Empire was a testament to Napoleon's skill at navigating and manipulating the political currents of his time. Ultimately, the proclamations attending his coronation on December 2, 1804, at Notre Dame Cathedral echoed a new era for France. Here lay the culmination of Napoleon's ambitions as he crowned himself Emperor Napoleon I, turning his back on the republican ideals the revolution had fought for, yet promising a future of order and progress. In this momentous event, Napoleon reaffirmed his support among key political figures, the military, and importantly, the citizens, many of whom saw in him a beacon of hope against the fractures that had torn at their nation. With the establishment of the French Empire under Napoleon, Europe watched apprehensively as a dominant force took shape. This shift of power had consequences both at home and abroad, with the Napoleonic Wars soon to test the might of this newly formed empire. Nevertheless, the transformation resonated through the annals of history, representing a remarkable transition of a republic shaped by revolution to a sprawling empire under the command of a single emperor, marking the beginning of a new chapter in European history. Napoleon Bonaparte's rule brought about sweeping changes across the French landscape, reflecting both his military precision and his determination to leave a lasting mark on society. His systematic approach to governance included a series of administrative and legal reforms that revolutionized France's institutional foundations. At the forefront of these changes was the Code Napoleon, officially the Napoleonic Code, introduced in 1804. This comprehensive set of laws served as the cornerstone of modern French legal systems, replacing the fragmented laws that preceded it. The Code Napoleon emphasized clearly written and accessible law, standardizing legal practices across the nation. It was one of the first instances where the law was applied equally to all citizens, regardless of status, and it enshrined the values of the Enlightenment, such as secularism, personal freedom, and the right to work. Moreover, the Napoleonic Code had a profound influence beyond France, as it was adopted in various forms across the territories Napoleon conquered. It notably influenced the civil law systems of Europe and later Latin America, leaving an enduring legacy still evident in the legal frameworks of many countries today. As we assess the societal changes under Napoleon, the transformation of the French education system cannot be overlooked. He established lycées, secondary schools that fostered unity and provided a workforce educated to serve the state. The Bank of France, founded in 1800, consolidated the financial chaos of the revolutionary period, stabilizing the currency and economy. His reforms not only garnered public support, but also helped Napoleon tighten his grip on power by centralizing authority and cultivating a civil service loyal to him rather than to local interests or the remnants of aristocracy. These profound societal shifts under Napoleon's auspices were instrumental in modernizing France and, by extension, substantial parts of Europe, ushering in a new era where meritocracy started to undermine the old feudal systems and where the state's role in the lives of its citizens was redefined. As the dust of battle settled and the clamor of the Revolutionary Wars faded, Napoleon Bonaparte's legacy began to cast a long shadow across France and the broader European landscape. He was at once an architect of modern statecraft and a harbinger of war. Under his rule, France flourished in many ways, embracing reforms and establishing institutions that endure to this very day. The complexity of Napoleon's influence is undeniable. He introduced centralized administration, a meritocratic government, and perhaps most notably, the Napoleonic Code, a legal framework that still underpins many judicial systems around the world. Yet, these vital reforms are juxtaposed against the backdrop of endless conflict, the pursuit of power through conquest, shaping his persona as an insatiable conqueror. His rise and subsequent rule are compelling studies in the nature of leadership and the seduction of ambition. Napoleon's ascent from an obscure Corsican military officer to emperor of the French reveals profound lessons about the transformative power of will, intellect, and the importance of seizing opportunity amidst chaos. His life's path, a blend of brilliance, audacity, and overreach, remains an extraordinary testament to the potential heights of human endeavor and the pitfalls that lie in wait for those who reach for the mantle of greatness. Thank you for tuning into the Daily History Podcast. If Napoleon's journey from a Corsican outsider to a revered emperor has ignited your curiosity, subscribe to our channel and take part in our ongoing exploration of history's most fascinating stories. Share your thoughts and suggest topics for future episodes in the comments below. Make it captivating, and if your idea gathers the most likes, prepare to embark on another enthralling historical adventure with us. Until next time, keep the past alive in your present, and we'll continue to unravel the mysteries of history together.